Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is a happy video because I ordered a Singer sewing machine and it arrived the other day. It was out for delivery on Tuesday. I wasn't at the house, so I saw on the website that a notice was left, and it was a little bit of a thing where I went to the front door. I was trying to look for the paper a couple times and I didn't see it in the places where I would feel like it would be. I went to the post office to ask for redelivery, and then later that night I saw that it says to pick up at the post office. So I waited a little bit until noon because um, the mail is usually here around that time. And then I went to the post office, and luckily they just needed my ID, and I gave them the slip, and I was able to get the package. Since I'm already talking, I'm so sorry. That day where I went to the post office, I also went to the supermarket and I saw something that I've been trying to look for a super long time. And I'll probably talk about this in another video too, that's more uh, geared towards other things that is not my sewing machine video. But I found the plant-powered ranch dressing that I've been looking for. I heard of it and I've seen it on, like, when um people have said that they enjoyed it, and I am usually a balsamic vinaigrette type of person. Um, and sometimes I would get the other plant-based dressings too, like at Trader Joe's. But I really wanted to try this one. I haven't had ranch for years, and I'm really happy that I got it. I made a salad. I'm actually full off of salad. Not super full, but I feel like I, I ate a lot of salad. Um, so I did that, and I had one of the biggest discoveries too, also a little random. Um, there is a talk saying that Oreos are technically vegan, and I was looking at different articles about it, and there's technicality, and I was looking at the ingredients because I saw some mini Oreo packets in the cupboard, and I was like, oh well, I like Oreos, but maybe not. And then I saw it contains like wheat and soy. I'm like, oh my God, I've been not eating it, but that makes sense because in Wegmans there's like a lactose-free ice cream, and one of the flavors is the cookies and cream, and I don't know which Oreo or type of cookie they're using, because there was another brand before Oreos, but I think Oreos was the one that it's the one that people see in the supermarkets. So I think I'm gonna get a pack of Oreos later because I have to see if I did what I need to do, because I have the DMV thing and I'm trying to give that talk to myself of it's just a process with things, especially with the government. So, because I feel like I'm a super expressive person in a way where if I am super happy, I'll be expressing that happiness to like the thousandth degree. or if I'm angry or if I'm irritated. Um, Often get like the fix your face type of thing because if something irritates or like annoys me, there's a chance that I'll be rolling my eyes at it. Um, but I feel that I don't want to over exude certain emotions and I try to chill a little bit. I feel like I'm chill at the same time expressive, so and there's there's that paradox there. But um because with the post office too, and I got the package, I was like, I'm gonna go in, I'll bring extra paperwork just in case if they need to see other things, and luckily they didn't. And then now I'm getting into it, but I also want to say I am wearing the um I guess they're rubber or I don't know what they're made of, but they're not clip-ons, but they just go on your ears and I got them at the thrift store for like 75 cents. And I think that they're fun. I feel like a little bit of a vampire because I am also wearing My Chemical Romance shirt and there's bats on it. And I said I was going through like a vampire era. I also felt like a fairy when I was wearing my green. Uh, I feel as time goes on, I'm losing a lot of color everywhere. So it's okay. And I feel like it looks so fun. But the rambling hopefully didn't, well, it's 7 minutes in, but I'll show some of the things that it came with. I'm going to keep it in I feel like it's the extra living space loft area that's upstairs because like if you go on like if you go upstairs in somebody's house maybe, like there's a hallway and then there's the bedrooms. This one has the extra area that's almost like an area that has the couch and there's a TV um and it's just there and that's where I opened the package. So I would say it has the smell of like you took it out of somebody's attic. It has like a muskiness to it. I feel like it's mainly attributed to the box. And that was like what it was in the post that they were saying that it was. Oh, and this sewing machine is um a little discounted because they were saying specifically it's not a showcase because of one detail, but the design is on the sewing machine. The parts are there. It's been upgraded. It's uh, from a small, like a mom and pop's type of sewing machine company in Canada, and the sewing machine and pedal is from Canada. So it says it on there too. My other sewing machine is made in New Jersey. So I'll show the box. It's on the floor. I wasn't going to have it on the bed, and the sewing machine is on a towel, and then I have some of the supplies on like a paper towel. So this is the box. And it's fully functional. I kept this side open because that one they were also saying about the latch, like it definitely works, but they gave me a screwdriver to push and they had like specific directions like when they sent it to me. So they were saying that's not it. screwdriver, push that X to pop latch. So that was one of the notes that I was given. And then this is the screwdriver that they gave me. So it took me a little bit to get it open, and I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want them being like, you can't open the box. And I'm like, it wasn't that. Those directions were kind of a little different than what you do with it, because this one, you you put it like towards a direction for it to, sorry, it's gonna make a noise, for it to go open like that. And it was saying to push it. And I kept trying to push the other one, but it just wasn't opening. Sorry if that was loud. So I saw the movement of this side and then I mimicked it on that side and then it popped open. But honestly, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to keep it in the loft area. So um it'll kind of air out a little bit, and I will clean the items more, but it is fully functional and I'm happy that I have the case and all the stuff that comes with it. So I'll put this down. So they gave me a booklet that is reprinted out. This is the manual. It says, sorry, it's kind of faded. Instructions for using Singer Portable Electric Sewing Machine 221-1. Lock stitch for family with foot control. Singer Manufacturing Company. And it's family owned, but one of the people used to work with the Singer Sewing, what was it? Sorry. The so Singer Sewing Center. So um that was good. I also requested, and I feel like they were going to probably do it anyway. I wanted to have it sent to me threaded so I could like take pictures and see how it's threaded before attempting it a couple times to get it threaded. I feel like it was a smoother process than the first one because I have another vintage Singer sewing machine, but that one I actually brought to the mm, mechanics to get cleaned and then get a tune up anyway because the thread was breaking. But that one was one that I didn't really see super specific directions on. So it might be straightforward for some people. I was literally missing one thing for threading it. Well, I had to switch it for what I was doing. So it was threading it towards the end, like with the needle, and inserting the thread right to left. And I was seeing a lot of videos doing left to right, and that's what I was trying to do. So I don't know if it also wasn't sewing when it was doing that, but it was breaking in the beginning. So I feel like regardless, I needed to bring it to the mechanics because the thread was getting discolored anyway. Um, but once I fixed that one thing, it ran so smoothly. Because even when I was doing it, when I received it back, and I was like, oh no, I still am not getting it. And I have another sewing machine. I have a modern one that I have used a couple times. It's actually here now. But um, they had like written instructions for like advice for when you're sewing. And one of the main things that just did the whole thing, like it switched, well, it made it work was that specific direction. They said it needs to be threaded this way, this direction. And in case you do have a vintage Singer sewing machine, it could be pretty, like, once you thread something, it might be a smoother process. But if it, even when it's threaded the opposite direction, it was strange because of how different the needle moved. It was like it was so sporadic and it could not keep uh it couldn't be steady. It was like da 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 da, and then it would stop. But you couldn't control the speed even if you pressed the pedal like in different ways of how much you would press it. It would still be sporadic. But that's maybe something to think about when you're using the machines. I'll talk about how it went when I was threading this, but I'll show the other things that I got. So in this bag, sorry for the noises in this video. So I got oil. I feel like it can be like a rule of thumb for lots of things. If it has moving parts, you would want to oil it. So it's good that I have this. And then this is the needle that they gave me. Singer yellow band color coded needles. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it is easy to select the proper needle and size with Singer color-coded needles. The needle shank is red for all regular pointed needles, recommended for all woven fabrics, and yellow for all ballpoint needles, recommended for all knit fabrics and when skip stitches are a problem. So there's other colors that are on here too. Style 2045, size 8011. For all lightweight knits on Singer household machines. And there's other languages on here too. Let's just see where I'm going to put my sewing stuff. Because I do have another box for my other sewing machine. And I got these. And these are nice. They go under the spool. So that's a little smoother too when you're sewing. I got this box. It's a little different. Well, it is different than the other box that I got. And there are some of the accessories that this one has. So this one, I've seen some of the charts, but I don't know what all of them are. or what they do, so I'd have to look at the chart again. But this is really fun because I wanted to do sewing stuff while I'm like watching the TV, and there's Netflix on the TV, and luckily I just added my name to the list for my parents' account, and my dad's coming back on Tuesday, so that's interesting. But I was watching, what was it? How to How to Train Your Dragon. It was funny because I accidentally called it How to Kill Your Dragon because there was this one part of like on in the second movie where I like for some reason because I've watched it a couple times, but it's been kind of background noise, and I forgot that the dragon killed the dad in the movie, and I'm like, I don't know how. Um, I mean, I don't memorize the movies necessarily, but I was kind of surprised, and it was like the that was like a big thing because that dragon was like one of the trusted dragons. So I feel like I'm going to do projects out there and in here. So I wanted to do bandanas. Wear bandanas because I asked if I could wear bandanas in class and I was told I could. So because that's why I was like thinking maybe I can't wear these. But since I got the okay, now I'm going to sew more of them. And this one. There are a lot of these, which is nice. So the bobbin area is one that has like modern pieces to it. There are a couple modern touches to this machine, but the exterior wasn't touched. So there's like an LED light on it too, and I like the switch on this one. I'll show why it was discounted, but honestly, I couldn't even see it. You'll see it on video, but I don't know, like when you're in person, like you literally can't see it. And if you can see it, it's like such a graze of a detail that it just blends in. So I got a lot of these and I'm happy about that because I I mean I haven't used like too many colors, but it's nice to have them. This part and this one. I I know I've seen this, but I don't exactly know what it does. I'm sorry about this video. It's like not ASMR, making all these noises that I don't think are noises you particularly want to hear. So those were the other stuff that it came with. I'm happy that I got it from a store that kind of does this type of stuff because you can get it from other places. Like the one that I got, it's from an antique dealer. I will specifically towards sewing machines, but the other sewing machine, it was in great condition. I still got it for significantly less than probably, well, once you added like the repair, because the repair was a little less than $100. That was including tax, and it was a couple dollars on tax, so it was still under 200. And that could be around an average that you might pay for that type of sewing machine. But for the featherweight, I feel like I've seen the average, I've heard around 4 to 500, and different sources might tell you different things, but I saw that too. And mine was on the lower side. I did still have to pay for shipping. And with sewing machines, I feel like it could easily like go up to around $100 for shipping. And then I feel around like $50 would be on the lower end, but sometimes I see it for even cheaper, but I feel like it would depend. And the featherweight is one that people kind of try to go for. I heard it's one of the more sought out sewing machines because of it being lightweight. And you might think, why do you need a lightweight sewing machine? Well, my other sewing machine weighs over 30 pounds, and that's like 30 pounds of iron, and then on top of that, it's the base of it too, that's wood. So it's not something that's necessarily fun to carry around. And I was carrying it around like around the holidays, like in the winter time, and it was a lot to carry. So with this featherweight, I was just like, I feel like that really suits my lifestyle, especially when I move. And I just feel like it's meant to be because something kind of pushed me and it felt really gratifying to get this specific one because I got it at a discounted price. Like, um, the function is there, and as I said and as I heard, like if you treat people like, oh, they have this in their life, or maybe they need to work work through some stuff in their life, or have this emotional trauma going on. Like you wouldn't give anybody a chance if you just thought about it like that. And even the seller was like, I'd make more money selling this for parts, but I don't want to. What is that saying that the seller used? A horse meat? I don't know. I feel like I always say sayings that like are not the sayings because I don't know how they go. But this is the business card: Woodstock Sewing Center, sewing machine sales and service specializing in antiques and treadles. Authorized Janome and Singer dealer. And the two are Mr. Mike Hullett and Miss Elizabeth Hullett. And this is the card. I can read the post and then I'll bring the sewing machine here. Sorry, it's like half an hour in. So let me see what the description was for it. I don't know if I'd be able to see it, to be honest, but let me check if I can. I don't know if I could check the original post, but maybe it disappears after, or that link that you could check it still. Because after like purchasing, it'll say that it's sold out, but then you could still see what it was. But I can't access it right now. But it was going to just be like reading off what it was saying. So I don't think I could see it. Okay. But that's okay. Because it's here now. Let me get it. Sorry, before I do that, I keep like saying I'm gonna get it. I'm sorry. This is the pedal or the controller. It also says it's made in Canada. And I like how, and this is an updated one too. So I like how this is where you would plug it with the sewing machine. And I feel that if I bring it, I don't see why I wouldn't bring it overseas, like the sewing machine. All of my equipment are portable to where they all fit in my luggage. I don't think they'll fit all at the same time in one luggage, but I'll have multiple luggages. And I also have to think about like the weight for them. So this is aluminum, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a little over 11 pounds with the box. It might be around like 13 to 15 pounds with the other stuff with it. And then the electric spinning wheel is about 9 pounds. And then the loom is around 4 pounds, 3, 4 pounds, but that's with nothing on it. And those are like the things, and then I have my knitting needles. So I could get a converter for this, or if I really want to, maybe I would just get one with a different, I don't know what you call these, like the head, when it's a different one for different parts of the world. And this goes with the sewing machine. So I have the sewing machine in my lap right now, and here it is. You'll be able to see it right here. That has the electrical tape, but it's still, I can't turn it on now, it's not plugged, but um when you see it in person, like you barely see it, and it just needs a specific part, and it doesn't affect the way that it sews or anything. It's just one of those getting a piece, and I don't know how to put it together, but I was told that another Etsy seller has that part, and I don't know when I would get to that, or when, if I get to it, honestly, but it works. And um I'm hoping I could show it a little smoother. So this is the light. This is where you can fill your bobbins. I just put thread here to see if I could get it threaded, and I did. At first, it took me a little bit because um, I was checking the bobbin area here, and I just like popped it back in, but it was already pulled through the top when you were getting ready to sew, and it wasn't sewing because um, the thread was kind of bunched after I took it out. So I took it out completely and then reinserted it because well, at first I was checking to see if I was threading it correctly here, and um, I was threading it correctly, and I'm happy about that because I tried a couple of ways, but I'm like, I saw a tutorial and I was like, I feel like it must be something else then, because when I took the thread out, um, and the bottom thread and like from the bobbin wasn't sewing with the fabric when they weren't like in that type of thing. The needle was moving when I was pressing the pedal, so I was like, it has to do with something with the threading. So I checked like as I said, I checked the bottom again, and I saw that it was it looked like multiple threads just sticking out, and I was like, I have to redo that area. So I'm super happy about it. I was thinking like, I hope this is a a practical thing. I like in the perspective of being able to store it like that is good, but I wasn't sure about how the wear would be with how much you would just like flip it, but because you didn't really see, well, I don't know if you could see the type of material that it is when you're just showing it, but you could, like, I could do that now, like the tip tap. Sorry, not ASMR. It just is, it's not plastic in that way to where it's just going to break easily from doing that motion. And so I was really relieved about it. The back has the Singer Manufacturing Co. here. Then it's been updated, so the drive band is there, or the band for it is there. And there was a fabric that already came with it. And there was another note. The other note was like spool cap reversed for safety in shipping, which I thought it made sense because, well, this area here, so it was unscrewed and then flipped over to where this point or the top wasn't sticking out. And I'm happy that it arrived safely. There was a lot of packaging on it. I had to put the packaging in the garage where the other trash is. I may go through it again just to make sure I didn't miss anything. When I almost missed something with my electric spinning wheel because there was like a part that technically didn't affect the way that it spun, but I mean, well, it did technically affect the way that it was spun, but like that specific piece, if it was on it or off it, you could still use that function. It would just be a little different. So I was happy that I saw that piece because I was actually thinking, oh no, did it not come with it? But Um, I wasn't looking through the box well enough. I mainly, well, to get it out of the way, and I mainly put it in the garage because of that it was musky. And I'm just gonna try to air it and then clean it. And again, keep it in the loft area because it is like an open space. And I feel like stuff will be able to, well, I'll see and I'll have to look up things, but for the most part, that's where I'll want to use this anyway. And let me just take the fabric off. And I don't know if you'll want to see this, but just don't hit the laptop. Oh, I don't have, well, I guess I could just break it, but with my hands. The thread, not the machine. But the machine is, it's sewed through. I don't know if you'd be able to see it anyway because it's white thread, but it works. That was like the main thing. I was like, I just needed to make sure that it works. And I haven't tried the bobbin function on it yet, but I'm just really happy that, because like that was like the main thing I was thinking about that tape, but that's what made it, well, I don't want to say, is it selling a horse for me? I don't know the saying, but it was something like that. And because I tried doing the bidding war one time. Well, it wasn't the first time I tried doing a bidding war, but I it's not like a thing that I normally do because it's so stressful because literally it's like the last 5 seconds that people just go ham and start bidding like crazy because you'll see it like it's almost like silent for most of the days and the bidding could be like 9 days, but then after like when it's the last couple of seconds, that's when you see everybody just like bidding. Um, and like you don't know if you're going to get it, but I'm happy with the one that I got because I feel like it was kind of like more like for the way that it was updated, but it still has the character of a featherweight. And I don't know if it's still convincing of like, why do you want a featherweight? It's like the older machines, not all of them are as heavy as like the other one that I have, but they're still heavy. Like even not the super like the most recent ones, but the older ones, they are still super heavy and this just makes it that much more accessible. Oh, I was gonna say it's like moving your parents' furniture. And I'm talking about the solid wood, solid anything type of furniture. I feel like once you put that piece in your room, it stays there for over a decade. Like it doesn't really move unless like you move a lot. So, um, I'm just super happy about this. And I really want to do bandanas. I know that that's like a smaller project, but um, I think it'd be fun because I feel like I use them the most. And I was seeing if I would like the older, um, I don't know why I said that, the other bandanas. I feel like I was kind of thinking about that because they're not exactly, I have so much floral print and it's more of like the traditional floral print. It's not like peppy or anything. And not that that's a bad thing. I just tend to like that stuff, and I like the different eras of, you know, like the Victorian or Edwardian type of stuff. So it's not that much of a surprise to me. And then I go for like the older sewing machines because I feel like they give me more inspiration than a modern sewing machine, like my modern sewing machine. I would see it, and then I would use it for like the most basic things, and then that's it. Um, I just didn't want to sew anything on it, but with these, I want to sew more on. And well, I want to see if I'll wake up a little earlier for the DMV because when I had to go to class, like I didn't fall asleep until like 5 o'clock, around that, a little later than that. And my alarm was like to around 7 because the class was like at 9. And um, I don't know if it was just me keeping myself up because I was literally just like chilling. I wasn't doing anything super important, like literally just laying down, not doing much. And then I I had this tea that I found in the pantry. And it was a new one. It was, well, new to me. It was good. It had a good amount of flavor. It's surprising because my degree is in botanical science and I'm not really a tea drinker because I like super sweet things. Oh, I made jam. Um, so I wasn't sure. I was thinking about posting the vegan dressing, or not vegan, well, it's plant-based. I'd have to see on my Instagram because I know some people, they would be like, I don't know if they already know about it, but I feel like they would say like, "Oh my God, where did you find that?" Um, and I feel like I might do it there. I could do it here too, but I was going to show me making donuts. I made the strawberry jam yesterday, because it's late. And oh, sorry, with the teas, and now it's just me talking. I I guess it was more caffeine than I thought it was because I was like straight alert, and usually I feel like I have like a little bit of a aloof personality, like, but then I just felt the caffeine. And I don't know if that affected my sleep because it didn't feel like I was super affected, but at the same time I wasn't falling asleep, so maybe it was like contributed to that, but either way, I really need to like sleep a little earlier because after after the class I'm just kind of groggy. Like luckily during the class, and the class is like 4 hours long, but it's not something that I feel like it's not bad because I like pharmacy, so it's not so bad because I feel like I have the thing where if I don't like a subject or if I don't feel like learning about something, like good luck trying to get me to learn something about it. There's just like a reluctance, or my body like restricts it, and I know like through life you do stuff that you're not really keen on doing, but it was really, I had to be really selective when I was in school picking my degree. I changed my degree like 3 times because the I would just be bored, and bored Adrian just, I feel like people see me here, I'm like doing this thing, that thing, because I'm like, that's what is interesting to me at the time. And even if, um, oh, I wanted to make a website too. I might talk about that. Mainly just a portfolio of my art type of website because I know my godmother was encouraging me to do that. And I feel like that just feels right. It feels like it's a needed push because I saw another video about something like that. But I feel like I'll stop it there because it's random things in this that I talk about. I know I didn't really show the machine that much. I feel like if I had another way of me showing it, I might have had it up more. But it's still lightweight, but I just have to do a little lifting for it to do it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.